Her hair was rich and lush, flowing in loose waves over her shoulders. It had a burgundy tone from the various lighting fixtures around the deck. Her wide eyes searched her surroundings. What was she looking for? His gaze traveled down her body, studying how well it was encased in a form-fitting black dress. He lingered on her killer curves, fueling his imagination with sordid fantasies of what it would be like to touch them. He snapped his eyes away. He was supposed to be gauging what had set off his senses, not visualizing her naked body. Seconds later, his gaze returned to her, despite his admonition to himself. Her expression turned troubled. A strong reaction rose within him, one he couldn't read. He rubbed the back of his neck. Something about her put all his senses on edge. He had to keep an eye on her, although he had no indication why. She spoke to a blonde woman next to her, and he turned his head to focus on their conversation. With all the chatter in the room, he couldn't catch it, despite his acute sense of hearing. What troubled the brunette? An instinct to protect her kicked in. The pull toward her was compelling, a sensory onslaught that overpowered him. Remember why you're here. He stepped back, both mentally and physically separating himself from the woman, and shielded himself behind the bar. That compulsion was one he'd never experienced, and not knowing what it meant bothered him all the more. All the uncertainty about tonight had him on edge. Turning away, he gulped in the cool night air. It invigorated him for only a moment. What hit him next almost knocked him off his feet. A sudden whoosh of energy. It blasted past him with immense force and power, indicative of dark magic. A gut feeling made him turn to locate the brunette, and he scrutinized her. He sensed something unusual about her than the other humans on the roof. Was she the source of that dark magic? He opened a mental link to communicate with Arto. There's a woman on the roof I'm going to keep an eye on. Is she in danger, or is she dangerous? Arto asked. Good question. That's what I plan on finding out. I sensed the dark magic and will investigate further. His triggers were now on full alert. Whoever she was, he wouldn't let her out of his sight, not until he figured out who or what she was, and why she had that effect on him.